Issue 8, Introduction to Contextual Dialogue. So one of the main reasons I started this channel is because a few lovely writer friends of mine kept asking me for a more in-depth examination of dialogue. And now that I've covered the basic story elements, I figure we might as well dive right in. So what is contextual dialogue? This is the idea that dialogue changes and mutates given the things influencing the characters. Dialogue in a tense action scene differs greatly from dialogue in a relaxed, romantic scene. Most beginning writers just focus on the character influences on dialogue, which leads them to having fairly unrealistic scenes where they don't consider anything else. Scenes like having the comic relief character making quips and jokes while stepping over dozens of burned corpses. Or having the stoic character staring straight ahead growling even after finding out that his long-lost wife is still alive. Things like this ruin both the dialogue and the character, for they make it seem as if the character is incapable of change or reaction. So lesson 1 is, stop and consider the scene. When you reach the point in a new scene where your characters need to say something, pause a moment and run through this list. Where are they? How are they feeling? Are they in a hurry? How do they feel about the people around them? Have they undergone change since the last scene? Having considered these things, your dialogue should flex and move with the story, making your characters feel real and highlighting their internal changes. A normally bubbly, talkative princess may suddenly become quite reserved and intense if she suspects that someone in the room with her might be working against her. Knowing what her personality is like from previous scenes and seeing the contrast will highlight the tension in the new scene. Experienced authors may even use just that little change to infer there is something wrong before explaining it. Now, if stopping your character from talking based on the scene seems impossible and ruins the plot, then you might have a different problem. Which leads me into lesson 2. Dialogue is for the characters. The narrator should not touch it. I know. There is a temptation for old wise man to tell young boy Chain all about the socio-economic issues of the kingdom and how its over-reliance on gold mining brought about rising diplomatic conflict and concerning issues of currency inflation, thus enforcing a change to a gem-based economy over a gold standard. But that's the narrator's job, not the character's. The character should have his own motives, his own knowledge to share, and ignorance to fill. Yes, you can align these so that eventually they will need to know something, and thus it will come out in dialogue. But it should come out naturally, as motivated by the characters, not by the plot points you want to hit. And it can be frustrating. You may grumble as you watch them stumble through the plot, semi-blind to the depth of their danger. But that same frustration may turn into terrific tension for your future readers. So you need to keep a strict line between narration and dialogue. Forcing words into the mouths of your characters ruins the illusion that they are people. It reminds the audience that they are nothing but contrived scarecrows made to serve the plot. And this may irreparably damage the reader's ability to empathize with them. So, don't do that. I'll go a little deeper into character and dialogue in the next episode, but for now, I'd just like to say, thanks for listening, and good words to you all.